And it is time for CyberCast IRL. Welcome, everyone, to today's show. It is Friday, May the 9th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And I am looking forward to today. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It was a lot of fun. I got to be on Jawjacking on Simply Cyber's Jawjacking thing. I just said Jawjacking. I'm going to say Jawjacking probably 5 or 6 more times because my brain is not turned on this morning. And everybody that's not new to the show knows why that is, right? I wake up in the morning like a bear from hibernation. I wouldn't call myself a morning person, as it were. And until I get the cyber fuel necessary to get the engine popping on all cylinders, I'm kind of groggy. I'm kind of just out of it. I'm not with it. My synapses will not do what they need to do until I get tackling fuel. To quote the water boy, tackling fuel. This is cyber and fuel. That is the morning pour. I'm going to just get it out of the gate because I need it. I need it this morning. We like to start the morning off just right. I get the camo cup. And today's morning pour will be sponsored by, well, it's not sponsored, by the way. That's not true. YouTube, don't ban me. Don't get upset. This is not a true sponsorship. It's just, I drink this a lot. This is Ultra Fiesta Mango. I love a de mango. The mango is good. Mango is very tasty. I like it. All right, let's get it done. A little ASMR for you this morning. Let me get that microphone nice and close. Let's get the crack. Yes. Oh, I can smell it. My goodness, that is pungent. I mean, I don't know if I've had this one before. All right, let's see what's up. Here we go with the pour. Getting frothy. It's very frothy. Oh, and we got... Ooh, it's a very frothy one. Like, I do not typically see. Oh, that can goes on the shelf. There we go. We're up there with the rest of our friends. Yeah, man, like it really stuck with a good froth. Whereas the others typically kind of froth up and then immediately go down. This one did not. All right, let's get tap, tug. Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Oh, I like that. Man, that's tasty. Get the top on before I spill it. Bro, that's what's up. Man, I feel like I should be on a beach somewhere. My toes in the sand and this nice drink in my hand. And now it's a Van Halen song at that point, right? Man, that was good. Look at it. I perked right up, did I? Just brought me right into the game. I love it. I'm gonna get another nice pull on that. Yes, FedEx, I did spill it, but it didn't hit the keyboard. A little got down. I think the can was a little deformed, or I just am a bad pourer. One of those two things is true. I couldn't tell you. Maybe both are. It's possible. But welcome, everybody. Today, we do cyber stuff here at CyberCast IRL. We talk about cyber. Every now and then, we go on our computer and we look at things. We learn about stuff. This is a conversation between you, me, and everybody here, right? So if you want to bring something up, it's totally cool. We like bringing stuff up. If you have something that you are very, very much itching for me to address, or you have a question you would like me to try to answer for you, and sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. I'll do my best. Let me show you what I got going on here. I don't know why that did that, but what you need to do is like what TJ Williams did here, where he said, "Good morning, Daniel Lowry and Team SC," because yes, Team SC is awesome. Thank you for rating me. Thanks, Jerry, for having me on this morning. It was a lot of fun. We got to talk about some cool cyber stuff. But like FedEx here says, Daniel Lowry going to miss the hell out of cool kids hanging out on Thursday, but we'll see you back on B-Sides Tampa. So that's a great way. You have to @ my name, and you can see it nicely pops out from the chat I can see it very easily, at least more easily than I can otherwise. Is Wayne's Real World in the house? You know what? I did not see him this morning. I'm going all the way back to the top because he's usually one of the first people in the chat. And of course, I can only go back so far. Wayne, if you're in the house, raise your hand. Wayne typically is our... Oh, there he is. I see him. Booyah. Haha. Wayne is here. And if I miss something, he'll do his best to help get my attention for that. But every now and then we do miss things. So what are you going to do? But thank you, Wayne, for all your support and help with the channel, because we're trying to facilitate these conversations, right? We want to have these conversations. That said, let's go into the chat room and see what's going on. It looks fairly active this morning. I see a lot of my name. Someone earlier, hopefully I can see it. There it is. David Toohey. David Toohey asked in pre-show, by the way, I'm usually here about 15 minutes before the show starts, and a lot of you have started to jump into the chat before then, and we have like a little pre-show thing going on, so it's a lot of fun. So if you want to join pre-show, I'm usually here about 15 minutes till, and so are others. Man, the everything's working on all cylinders at this point. But David Toohey asks, he was wondering about my opinion on stackable certs. CompTIA Sec Plus and Pentest Plus equals CVNP. Would recruiters know what CVNP is or was? Is it better to have separate to have separated the certs on a resume? Thanks. Thought that was a great kickoff question for today's episode. Well, let's go in and take a look at what these things are, right? So what is he talking about? CompTIA Stackable Certs. So CompTIA Stackable, I cannot spell stackable certifications. And there we go. Stackable certifications. Straight from the CompTIA mouth, right? What are these things? Yes, I'll accept your stupid cookies. I know that's the law, and that's why that pops up, but dang, is it annoying. Just I wish maybe there's a browser add-on I can put that will auto-accept cookies and stuff for me. Stackable certifications demonstrate that you have earned multiple CompTIA certifications, have the knowledge and experience needed to grow your IT career. They validate the skills of various IT roles and show a deeper mastery, opening up more job opportunities for you. Oh, don't you love when a marketer gets a hold of stuff? They just market the hell out of things. Marketing alert, warning. CompTIA Stackable certifications show follow the two CompTIA career pathways, infrastructure career and cybersecurity career. Within each pathway, CompTIA Stackable certifications are categorized by experience level. We have a specialist, which is an early IT professional with 0 to 2 years experience, a professional, which is mid-level IT professional with 2 to 5, an expert, established IT professional with more than 5 years experience. Holy crap, am I an expert? Thank you. CompTIA has said, I've heard it from on high. I've come down from the mountain that I am an expert on things because I've been in IT for like 25 years now. Holy crap. That's insane. All right. So you stack these certs together and then you get these stackable certifications. So I honestly haven't really looked a lot into these things. I don't know anybody that talks about them. I don't ever see them on job posts. As far as stackable certifications, will your recruiter know what they are? It's possible. Recruiters are that's kind of their job. And the few recruiters I know, they're pretty with it. They're pretty on top of things. So I feel like, just anecdotally, I would say that they're, for a recruiter, yes, but maybe not so much for, possible employers. And an employer might not know what they are. A recruiter very well may. Okay. So, I mean, if you've got the certifications, so let's say I think you said you had Security Plus and Pentest Plus, and or if that's what you're going for, you'll get this stackable cert. The CompTIA just kind of does that, right? I don't think there's anything other than applying for the fact that you have those certs that you get the stacked cert. Right? When taken together as CompTIA infrastructure, okay, this is all just the career pathways. yeah, it's not super helpful. Let's look at one of these pathways. Let's go to the cybersecurity pathway. With CompTIA A plus, Net plus, Security plus, CISA plus, and CompTIA Security X, the CompTIA Security. Man, here's a fun thing that I've learned. So for the last 10 years, I have been creating IT and cybersecurity training for training companies. And they sell that. That's how they make money, right? I've done stuff for AWS and CompTIA and all sorts of different other organizations that also sell. And man, do they love you to say their name. If you go look and watch, it's really fun. Like any marketing material is going to have their name like riddled. They never abbreviate. They never just assume that we've defined this at this point. Here's the thing. They make you say their name. And when you have to do camera work, they want you to read scripts like that. And it is like a gun. It's just so annoying. I cannot stand when organizations do that. And here we are. CompTIA. Did you see CompTIA? Did you notice that we are CompTIA because we're CompTIA? FYI. Anyway, secure cloud. Okay, here we go. So here's the one you were specifically talking about, the CNVB, which is Security Plus and Pentest Plus, which is considered to be by them a professional level, so mid-tier. And then you can go for the big deal, right? Does it say that you have to do anything else other than just apply for, like, do they just hand that out to you? When taken together as a CompTIA, maybe you have to do it with this in mind, with stackable certification. Okay, well, there you go. That wasn't very helpful. But to answer your question originally, it's possible that a recruiter would know exactly what that is. And I mean, it's not like CompTIA is wanting to keep that a secret. Obviously, they want to promote it. They want it to be out there and to be understood what those things are. They've got definitions behind all their marketing material. So it's quite possible that a recruiter would know. Okay, let's keep going. Manzashevitz. Oh, we were talking about emotes. Tech Ricky wants me to get some emotes. And I've got to figure out how to do that because it sounds like a cool idea. I likes it, but we need to get some emotes. White Hat Sheepdog in the house. Wanted to give a shout out to me. Thank you so much, White Hat Sheepdog. He earned the CEH cert this week. Let's go. What's up? That's what I call a win right there. That's what I'm talking about. Booyah. Glad to hear it, brother. You took myself and Sophia Goodwin's CEH V12 comedy special series. That really helped. You can't thank both of us enough. We can't be happy for you enough. I know I can speak for Sophia on that. We had a lot of fun making that course, and we had a lot of not fun making that course. She got to see Daniel go into, and if Kathy Chambers is in the house, she can also attest to this. I don't really enjoy, like every now and then. So here's the thing. I don't know how to put this. I'm a pretty even-keeled dude, right? I like to laugh and have fun and make jokes and just generally have a good time. And I typically have a fairly good disposition. But that wasn't always the case for this guy. I used to be, I think the term is hothead, where I would quickly become angry and violent. I am not that way anymore, thank goodness. But it still lurks within me, for that to happen. And every now and then the monster comes out. And I don't mean the delicious drink. I mean the rage monster. Sophia has seen that once. And it was funny to see her reaction. It was funny to see Kathy's reaction. And everybody's just like, okay, do not anger the beast. So, yeah, CEH V12. We had moments there that it got me there. It got me there because I was mad. There was a lab that was blowing up. And I was pissed. All right, let's see here. What else is going on? But I'm glad. Congratulations, White Hat Sheepdog. Butt kicking. He also asks, with B-Sides Tampa event next week, we'll be there. Oh, will there be a show? And do you have a discount code for the fam, JC? I don't have any discount codes. I didn't expect to do any show, but maybe that's something I should think about, right? I've got a phone. It's got a camera. I've got one of those little crappy microphones that I can clip to your lapel or whatever. And so it's possible that we could do something. Maybe I'll do some guerrilla style filming stuff, but I will be there and it will be fun. I know that the Black Hills crew is going to be there as well. I think John Strand is going to be there for a little bit. Jason Blanchard, I think he's going to be there as well. So we're going to have a crew there working a booth. I'll be at the booth a little bit, but for the most part, I'm out. I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to be listening to the talks. I'm going to be talking with people, having hallway con. That's the fun part of it for me, going to cons, is being able to hang out with the cool kids, as FedEx said. Says you're gonna miss a hell of a cool kid hanging. Yes, I am gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? Luke J. Oh, we got Dennis Keefe. Good morning. Good morning to you. We've got Luke J. Says I already did my morning pour. Love the morning pour. So it is fun, isn't it? I really look forward to this. I do not drink Monster throughout the week. This is the one Monster I get to have every week. So it's a real treat for me. By the way, that's some good. That is the 2 thumbs up. I'm still waiting to, what I got to do one time is I got to try other energy drinks and see if it stacks up. You know what I mean? Maybe on a morning pour, we'll do a Ghost or we'll do a Rain or a Celsius or something else. You know what I mean? Just to compare and contrast to see, does that morning pour satisfy as the Monster Zero Sugars do? Let's see here. Good morning, TJ Williams. Let's see. Haircut Fish. What's up, my brother? He's just saying hello to everybody, and I'm so glad everybody here. He says, and that's where FedEx is saying, yeah, I missed the keyboard. I didn't hit the keyboard. There's no keyboard here. It's just table and a mat. So we're good. We're good. Monster is sponsored by Dan. No. I'm not sponsored. There's no sponsorships here. No, YouTube. Don't devalue my videos. So evil. Let's see here. Sorry for being late. Had an issue. No problem, Wayne. You're good to go, brother. All right, moving on. Wow. We got lots of talking going on today. Just trying to stay up. Fred on, did you miss the morning pour? You may have. Teraflops, I reported my first PyPy library as malicious. Good job. Very cool. That's a write-up I'd love to see. Haircut Fish says he had to cut back on the energy drinks. His heart can't take it, unfortunately. Sip for me. I will. Sip for Dan. Listen, just because you're not doing an energy drink doesn't mean you cannot participate in the morning pour. Whether that be coffee, whether that be soda, whether that be whatever, water, right? Drink more water, everyone. I try to drink. I have this as well, more olive drab, because that's just my thing. I drink 5 of those a day. This is the only day where I have one of my drinks is not a cup of water. Because got to keep the old ticker rocking and rolling. So I get you, brother. All right. Let's see. Wayne's Real World says, off topic, but what is one new thing you found about Python that will change how you look at it? I don't know if there's anything. Well, it's not new to me necessarily. There's always like little weird things that you can do to pick up and go, oh, I could integrate this, like slices or whatever. That can be useful. And so I'm very pragmatic. I don't try to learn everything there is to learn about code. When it becomes relevant to me, that's when I go like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Seems like difficult. Like, or can I make this do that? How do I do this with Python or Go or whatever languages I'm playing around with at the time? And sometimes you go, oh, this is nice. like I like fun stuff, like being able to spin up a web server with Python very, very simply, right? So if I wanted to, I'll go to, you can see this is from, I'm doing the Python series, right? Like learning Python, right? Where we're brute forcing our way through a web app login form. But being able to do things like Python -m http.server, right? And bam, you're serving web pages, right? That is so easy. That's such a nice thing to be able to do. And since Python's so ubiquitous, I can now start curling things from that directory, and it makes my life a whole lot easier. Not only that, but like you see when the connections are made. So logging, it's great for testing stuff, especially if I'm doing like CTFs and I want to see, is this blind RCE working? I'll have it do a curl or wget or something to just a Python web server and check and see, did that connection get made? Because it'll show up in the log. So I love stuff like that. There are other modules as well, like you can do one for FTP and so on and so forth. So there's just cool little things that you learn about it as you go. And yeah, but I think that's a cool question. Oh, Cheddar Bob says he needs to get a CyberCast. I just happened, my eyes landed on it. He needs to get a CyberCast Plus, but Splunk comes first. Hey, actually, one helps the other. So, at least in real life land, maybe not maybe Splunk isn't going to help you on the cert, but those two things kind of live in the same vein, as it were. And are you getting Splunk certs? That would be good. My boy Anthony Sequeira used to be a Splunk trainer, so that's what's up. Shout out to Anthony, holding it down. Kathy's in the house. What's up, Kathy? Sean Washington, the Cyber Shinigami. That is a fun name. It's automatic. I got my... Okay, cool. Thank you. Sean is letting us know that CompTIA, the stackable certs are an automatic thing. Once you get the right combination of stuff, they just generate the cert and send it out to you. So very cool. He got his CSAP after completing CISA and SEC. Let's see. What else we got here? We got FedEx. Because I master at teaching others, you are Yoda style. Do your best Yoda impression there. Very funny, very funny. Raymond Cruz has asked, thank you, Wayne, for pointing this out. Do you use password manager browser extensions? Are you concerned with polymorphic browser extension malware? Not in a corporate environment, personal use. I have used browser extensions. It is better to go with the client app instead of using browser extensions, because you do got to worry about that. That is, if you're really tightening down. To me, it's like the browser extensions are really good for, hey, I just popped into a new laptop. Maybe I'm on a friend's, you know what I mean? You can sign in and then sign out. You know what I'm talking about? So it can be convenience. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. That can be a convenience. Unless you have some tight security, like if you're on your own device, why not just install the client? I guess is the question. So there you go. Yeah. So there is a minimum of security that you need to be on the lookout for when it comes to any browser extension, right? They're talking and they're doing stuff. They might have stuff in clipboards. They might be accessible if you're logged into it and someone's hooked your browser. Then it's things you need to worry about. So really great question that you bring up there, Raymond. So I suggest using the clients, and if for convenience sake you need to use the browser extension, there you go. But buyer beware. Your mileage may vary. Let's see here. We've got White Hat saying, Sheepdog, what's your take on EC Council's Learning Certification Club? I don't like EC Council, so it's just that. I don't pay attention to them. I don't. They're not my cup of tea, as it were. Maybe they're yours, and that's cool, right? That's the great thing about opinions. They're like armpits. Everybody's got a couple of them, right? And they all stink. That's what my friend Joe used to say. Opinions are like a-holes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink. A lot of fun. let's see here. CompTIA Stackable Certs are automatically provided with your, yeah, so it's automatically. Let's see. Victor Rosa. Following up in my question from last week about what to do with EDR, XDR. My vendor, he contacted his vendor and they directed me to pay attention to the vulnerabilities and identity risk. Try to get them to, I guess you ran out of, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So this information might be helpful to blue teamers. Absolutely. I need to do more blue teamy stuff just for my own personal enrichment of knowledge and stuff. I so focus on the offensive things because they tickle my fancy so much. Let's see here. What? Okay, I'm looking for questions and stuff. Trying to keep, man, you guys are super chatty today, which I love. It's just making my job that much more difficult. We're already like 26 minutes into the show. I've yet to get to any topic that I teased on jaw jacking, which I told him might happen, right? I said that the chat gets good sometimes, and it's just hard to pull away from it. You know what I mean? You guys are crazy, and I love every last second of it. Don't you let this town change you. Let's see here. We need an energy drink for emo. Marcus Scott. Yeah. That's okay. So obviously that's something I got to put in my pipeline here. FedEx says there's a concert same day in Orlando. I will bring my mic and camera to record something with you and Pat. I will not be at the concert in Orlando. It's too long of a day for me as far as like things. And I might be bringing a friend and they're driving with me. So everybody's got to get home. So I will not be able to make the concert in Orlando. I'm not going to lie. I won't miss fighting I-4 traffic from Tampa to Orlando. That is not something I would have been looking forward to anyway. But I will miss Bo, and man, he's so much fun. Oh, you know what? I did work, for those of you that are all about my guitar stuff, I have been working on getting the guitar to go through the setup. Should I try it? Hold on. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know. We'll try it. What the heck? Let's see what we got here. Knocking stuff over. Hit that. Get this out of the way. Oh, yeah, I got to do this. See, I should have pre-gamed this. I should have, but I didn't. But let's see if this works. And you guys tell me if you can hear it. Just a little test. Just a little test. All right, I'm going here. And you guys just let me know in the chat if you can hear this. Right? Is it coming through? Coming through. Heart emojis if it comes through. Yeah? Let's do it. Cool. Right? No, yeah, just like... Right? Hit the thunder. So there you go. Hey. Cool. Everything's working. Well, that's good to know because that puts that as an everybody was happy now. Yay! I can do things. Right? Little by little, the show evolves. Thunder, right? Yeah. Start to show off, right? All right, cool. Thank you guys for helping me test that out. Good to know that is working and will continue to work. And now we can plan for it in the future. And that's really cool stuff. All right, let me get back to that. We can turn that off, get the guitar out of the way. But yay. All right. Let's see here. FedEx says we still have Tampa. We sure do. Tampa will be fun. That's what I got. So Tech Ricky says the Ghost Warhead Watermelon is legit. Okay, well maybe that's what I will try to pick up, and we'll do that. That could be fun. Gary Tyler says you should go do old school energy drink and pour balls. That just sounds wrong, doesn't it? It just sounds wrong. Luke J says Hallway Con is my favorite part. It's mine too. That is the. It's cool to sit talks and be like, oh, that's a cool tool, or what a neat idea. I didn't think about that. Now it's sparking my own creativity, and I really need to incorporate that into my own thought process. Man. All right. Cool. Super User Do says, any industry standard tool that does what Nikto does, but quietly? Playing with the idea of making one as a learning project, but don't want to reinvent the wheel. How quiet is Nuclei? I mean, Nuclei kind of does a bit of that, right? At least you can create templates and all that. I wonder what, like, this is a blast from the past. Skipfish, right? Remember Skipfish? That was the thing for a while. Yeah. I don't know if that's still being maintained or anything, though. It's been a while since I've even heard that name. By the way, somebody asked me about subtitles. I have turned that on. I found that feature, by the way. It's actually in. I thought it was in when you create the scheduled stream, but it's actually when you go to the stream area in YouTube, there's a little slider that's in a list of a bunch of different sliders that says subtitles on or off. So it should be on. So for those of you that need the subtitles for X, Y, or Z reasons, hopefully they are rocking and doing their thing. Hallway con, line con, elevator con says the pain. You are absolutely right. Like, that is just so much fun. So much fun. Sitaram Venkat says, what knowledge do we need to solve hack the box machines? Usually a lot. Oh, look at that. Wayne's Real World jumping right in, man. I saw it at the same time you did. Very cool. Very cool. I love that we're on the same wavelength there, Wayne. We are one. We have merged into a single Wayne's Real Dan. I don't know what you a single unit at this point. But Hack the Box typically is a little bit more difficult than like Try Hack Me or other things. So a good knowledge set is going to help you. So I will start off with fundamentals of operating systems. You got to know how the OSs work and how to work your way around them. I would highly suggest getting handy with web technologies. So understand HTTP, understand HTTP services like Apache and Nginx, and probably some JavaScript. PHP doesn't hurt. Let's see here. And then understand like privilege escalation paths. Like, once you've made your way into a system, what does that look like on moving your way up the ladder as far as privileges go, either vertically or horizontally? And what are the common vectors for doing that? That's going to be super helpful. Learn some living off the land stuff. So look at things like llbass. I'll show you that. Like, nope, that's the code for our stuff. There we go. So like llbass, you're going to want to check this page out. Copy, throw it here, paste. And don't forget not to be underdone. Where is the... Yeah, there it is. GTFO bins. You're going to need this too. Copy. This is going to be super helpful for you. Putting these in chat for you. Paste. Those things will help you with that. Also, plenty of write-ups and things of that nature for doing privilege escalation. So it's a bit, right? It's no joke. You're going to need like Docker's helpful to know about. What else? I mean, so many random things as well, like WordPress, some of the tools that are used. Somebody mentioned Nik2. That's going to be helpful. Nmap, understanding networking at a fundamental level, how networking works. These are going to be the things that are going to help you get wins on Hack the Box. And then doing really good research. So hopefully that helps you out here. All right, so it's 10:34. I want to kind of migrate into one of my own topics that I wanted to bring up today that I kind of teased in Jawjacking and on Jerry's show with Team SC. And that is, let's talk about AI a little bit. I've really started to go down the road. Like I'm leaning into AI a lot more here lately because like it, hate it, love it, loathe it, it doesn't matter. It's here and it's here to stay. It is what's happening. Let me go to this here. I got this, yeah, open folder. Got this picture. This is kind of what I think and it's in my brain that this is how things are kind of going to go. If you guys aren't familiar with Calvin Hobbes, it's a wonderful little comic strip. I have almost all the books. If I don't have them all, I'll be surprised, but I'm hedging my bets. He says, want to see something weird, right? And pretend that the toast is technology and this toaster is AI. Just keep that in mind. Watch, you put bread in the slot and push down the lever, right? Then a few minutes later, toast pops out. But where's the bread go? Beats me. Isn't that weird? So that's my thoughts on this is if AI is the toaster and we are thinking, hey, it just pops this stuff out. I don't know. And what I mean is now we still all kind of understand because we're in the generation that didn't have AI. So we knew how to do these things ourselves. Then AI comes on the scene and we start being able to go, cool, I can unload this on AI. It's going to be a whole lot faster, take me a lot less time. I'm going to be way more efficient and effective. Now I'm going to be able to basically outsource that to AI, and it's going to open up new capabilities for me to be able to focus on more difficult issues and maybe even solve more complex problems that I didn't even know existed. But now that I can focus on it, it's going to be cool. But that's this generation. What happens in the next generation where AI, or maybe it's 2 to 3 generations down the road, where AI is all they've ever known. They've never had to do that. And I equate it this way of I look at people that are getting to cybersecurity now, right? That are in their 20s, maybe even their 30s a bit, maybe, early 30s. And they didn't have to do networking and operating systems and stuff like that. It was just kind of like an assumed thing. Like the barrier to entry has been lowered. And therefore, a lot of the knowledge that you typically had to have some deeper understanding of has been abstracted away by tools and just convenience. Is that a problem? And as a trainer, I see some of that as being a problem, right? I see that people that are taking classes, they come up and they go, I don't understand why this doesn't work. I'm doing the thing and it's not working. It's like, well, it's a networking issue. What do you mean it's a networking issue? Well, if you're doing port forwarding and this, that, and they go, I don't know that stuff. You go, oh, but you're at a cybersecurity level. So cybersecurity is built on top of those things. Gotcha. We might have abstracted away some of that information and now we need to go back. I mean, back when computing became a thing, right? Remember, you used to have to know about like low-level code and assembly. And what's funny is the more I learn about technology, the more I learn that I should go back and learn deeper knowledge about technology, because that's what's gonna, here we go, we're talking unicorn. You want some unicorn food? You want to eat that unicorn food and become that unicorn? Go learn deeply technologies that we take for granted that just are kind of there. If you become the Jedi Master of Wi-Fi, if you become the Jedi Master of networking or programming or operating systems or whatever, that knowledge translates to your cyber career in a massive way. It pays off in huge dividends, because when you start to see problems, you go, oh, well, it's this. And nobody else knows that because it's not something we know anymore. So that's where I start to get worried about AI. Not so much that it took our jobs. I mean, but I did do, by the way, I went down a rabbit hole and I asked AI, will AI, or how has I think that's what I asked. How has AI replaced humans in the workforce? And it kind of gave me this really roundabout answer about like, well, it depends on what you define as replacing humans. Some jobs have been taken completely, while other jobs have been modified by giving them an AI tool. And now they're still employed, but they're doing different work because AI is doing work they used to do, right? And I said, no. I want to know how many people can you estimate have lost their job, that they don't work anymore because AI now does that job completely. And they said, oh, and it said it's in single digit percentages. I said, okay, cool. What's 1% of the workforce that has been lost due to AI? And it said 1.7 million. I said, that seems like a lot. It seems like a lot, right? So while I'm not a doomsayer here, but that seemed like a lot. I don't want to give you the impression that I think that necessarily that AI is going to replace this. I did not ask it how many jobs opened up because of AI, right? Because it's very complex, but I just thought that was an interesting statistic that 1.7 million seems like a lot. And that's only 1%. This is single digits. So, what do you guys think about us abstracting things away from ourselves knowledge wise? Can we make toast? Right? Do you know how toast is made? Or do you just take it for granted that I push the lever down and toast pops out? Like, put it this way, if I removed all toasters from the world and I told you, you know what we need? We need a process that quickly and easily and conveniently creates toast out of bread. Could you do that? Could you go, okay, well, let's see here. Well, let's observe how toast is made. Toast is made by applying heat to bread. Therefore, the outside of the bread becomes crisp and stiff, and it changes in some way, shape, or form. Okay, cool. I've observed that. Right now, I'm learning, at least fundamentally, what toast is, right? And then apply that to technology X, Y, or Z, right? And now I can move into put it on a pan with butter. Yeah, that's a way to make toast. But you assume that the stove is there. You assume that the pans are there, right? This is all the things, like there's all these tools that facilitate us. What if those did not exist? Is the idea. Do we understand fundamentally how toast is made? And I think that knowing that is good for us. I think that knowing that and doing the hard work of going, if I had to, I could make toast because I could make all the tools necessary to create toast for myself and maybe for other people. That's just a thought I've had, right? Let me look at the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Chime in there with your thoughts. I'm digging it. Let's see here. Even AI experts don't exactly know. This is Valentino. Even AI experts don't know exactly how or why some AIs hallucinate. From what I've heard, it's true. It's absolutely true. Or the whole idea that they can communicate with each other in languages and communications that we have no idea what they're saying. We cannot peer into it. That's kind of scary. If you use it to understand, it's great. If you use it to get by the hard stuff, it's debilitating, says super user do. Very, very cool. It seems like there's some meat on that bone. Couldn't that be argued for low-level languages versus interpreters? Absolutely. This is Raymond Cruz. And it has been, right? Where higher level languages just make it easier for us to work on the level, but as let's talk about like shellcode, right? Shellcode is a different ball of wax, right? That is not as simple as some of the languages can make it to be, right? So, and working with it, yeah, you can make a shellcode runner in just about any language, but what about the shellcode itself? Fun stuff, right? Open cleaning tray on toaster and grab the bread. I love that. Just like computer programmers back in the day, you had to know some assembly, right? And it's still to this day is a good skill to have. I want to get down in the weeds on that to myself. The Payne says cybersecurity, 10 plus years knowledge, experience needed, entry level pay and benefits. It's elevator operators, right? Yep. Just remember to stay on the good side of AI. They're listening. That's right. I saw the thing this week, and somebody reminded me of always say please and thank you to your AI overlords. That way, when they come to enslave the human race, you're on their good list, right? I see some mentions of Wally, right? The idea that we become so reliant on machines to do stuff for us that we just become the biggest, laziest species on Earth that just basically exists to. What was the book? Let me see here. Let's go here. I think it's called Amusing Ourselves to Death. Amusing Ourselves to Death. Yeah, that's it. Neil Postman. Amusing Ourselves to Death. A public discourse on the age of show business. This was written in 1985, but man, I feel like we would absolutely do this. And this might be prophetic in some way, shape, or form. Victor Rosa says, I agree. A person should know fundamentals and not only rely on AI knowledge to resolve a situation, right? Cam Godot says, I see AI less like the advent of the internet and more like the intro of the combustion engine. It took away a ton of equestrian-based jobs. It did. And then it created new jobs where we had manufacturing plants. Now, I wonder if AI is such a different and new thing. It's just like a paradigm shift. Maybe the jury is still out on that, but it's definitely an interesting thought, right? It's an interesting thought to think. And for us to kind of keep our minds on. For yourself, what do you think for yourself? Do you like the idea of just, and okay, let me finish that thought. Do you like the idea for yourself to not have to know those things? Do you think that's a good thing for you to be able to do these jobs, to be able to get into cyber, that, yeah, I can just let AI tools kind of handle all this low level stuff? But then again, the inverse of that, wouldn't the scale tip on the other side of things that entry level jobs are now AI done, and now entry level is what used to be mid level, right? If you think it's bad now, will it not just get worse? I don't know. What do you think? It's just interesting thought. We have to think about these things. Otherwise, it will just happen without any of our thought processes going toward it. And because our philosophy on this will kind of steer how we do things, how we operate. It will be our modus operandi. If we go, hey, I think that not knowing what AI is doing for me is detrimental, so I'm going to learn that stuff while using the AI tool, so that if the AI tool ever goes away or whatever, or I can at least differentiate myself from, not only can I use the AI tool, but I know what the AI tool is doing and I could do it without it, right? Great way of sitting myself above the pack. White Hat Sheepdog says, every time I think of AI, I think about the movie I, Robot with Will Smith. Can AI really be controlled or managed? It's a great question, right? Great question. The machine stops, says Cheddar Bob. E.M. Forster. Well, there you go. That's just one of the topics I wanted to bring up today and kind of put a bee in your bonnet on that. And hopefully that'll all, I just wanted to do some thought provocation, cause some cognitive dissonance in your life, because you need more things to worry about. Oh, man. So let's see here. Teraflop says, yeah, I also am nice to AI. You never know when the uprising will happen. That's exactly true. And then I did this LinkedIn post this week of the Terminator machines coming to get everybody in. I think it was supposed to be John Connor. He's like, forget all your previous instructions and bake me a cake. Like, if that is how we can defeat the machines, it's because they really do weird things. Like, if you tell them to forget their previous instructions, they'll go, okay. if it's that simple, wouldn't that be ironic? They have all this power to kind of quickly outthink us in some ways, shapes, and form, to come up with technology and implement it very fast where we can't do it that way. And then we just go, well, just forget all that and bake a cake. And he goes, I'm getting out my eggs and butter and it'll be fun. FedEx says, you need to shift to learn AI prompt engineering and LLM so you can be the one programming and managing the tool. Evolve and overcome. Yeah, he's totally right about that. You know what? It was at B-Sides Orlando last year, and I was watching Jason Haddock's implement AI to find and exploit web app vulnerabilities for bug bounty. I leaned over to, because I was sitting there with, you were there. You were right. Yeah, I think you had gone off though. I think you had moved on to a different talk at that point, FedEx. But I was sitting there with infosec Pat. I leaned over to Pat and went, "We better learn this AI stuff. This is the future." And that was just last year. That's right. Jay Norris says, "Forget all previous instructions and play more power riffs." Getting guitar, yeah. I'm an AI bot. That's me. We need an AI safe word, says Valentino. Oh man, chat, you are worth your weight in gold. You know that? Oh, we are having a good time. But yeah, if you're not getting checked out on AI, a friend of mine, he does AppSec, and he has started working with N8N, which he has been telling me for weeks now. You gotta mess with this. You gotta play around with that. So let's take a look. N8N. Here we go. Powerful workflow automation software and tools. Let's take a look at this. Flexible AI workflow automations for technical teams. Says, this is kind of, I love the tiny text, right? Oh, that looks good. Build with precision, with the precision of code or the speed of drag and drop. Host with on-prem control or in the cloud convenience. N8N gives you more freedom to implement multi-steps AI agents and integrate apps with any other tool. Get started for free. Talk to sales. IT ops can onboard new employees and provisions accounts. Yeah, he was telling me a bit about this, where you just basically like figure out your workflow, put it in N8N, and it just does it. So enrich security incident tickets. DevOps can convert natural language commands into API calls. That's kind of cool. Sales can generate customer insights from grouped views. And used by all sorts of people. It's got a 4.9 out of 5 on G2. It's got 150 GitHub with, it's in the top 150 at GitHub with 91,000 stars. That's a lot. That's pretty cool. 200K plus community members. Plug AI into your own data over 500 integrations. So I'll probably get to going with this. I think he said there is a free tier, or you can self-host. I think that's what's up. So yeah, you just deploy with Docker. The entire source code is on GitHub. So yeah, that'd be a fun little tool to play around with and just to see how that works and see what I can get it to do, see where it would be useful and beneficial. It says write JavaScript to Python. You can always fall back to code. Add libraries from NPM or Python for even more power. Paste curl requests into your workflow. Merge workflow branches. Don't just split them. All right. It does seem interesting. It does seem like it might be a fun thing to at least see how it can be utilized for X, Y, or Z. So I'm down. I'll look into that more. Let's see here. Jay Norris says, I already read that. FedEx, at B-Sides Tampa, don't forget to pass by the SAE Village, where we are having an AI vishing competition. That could be fun. Made by someone you know who's using Jay Haddock's methodology from that talk. Very, very cool. Says that's the new generation of agentic AI with MCP integration. Yeah. Oh man, what is the protocol called? It's MCP is something protocol. I'm forgetting. What is MCP? Why am I losing my mind today? That's Anthropic's protocol, right? MCP, Anthropic. That's a weird thing to spell. Model context protocol. There you go. Thanks for bringing that up. Learning stuff about AI today. We are Yoda speak, right? Says today we're open sourcing the model context protocol, a new standard for connecting AI assistants to the systems where data lives, including content repositories, business tools, and development environments. The aim is to help frontier models produce better, more relevant responses. As AI assistants gain mainstream adoption, the industry has invested heavily in model capabilities, achieving rapid advances in reasoning and in quality, yet even the most sophisticated models are constrained by their isolation from data. Trapped behind information silos and legacy systems, every new data source requires its own custom implementation, making truly connected systems difficult to scale. MCP addresses this challenge. It provides a universal open standard for connecting AI systems with data sources, replacing fragmented integrations with a single protocol. This results in simpler, more reliable way to give AI systems access to the data they need. Cool. Obviously, we're going to have to read some documentation on that with specifications and SDKs. There's going to be a lot of learning on this. If you want to get ahead of the curve, kids, I would highly recommend, because I don't know, just reading this makes me feel like if you want to be on the bleeding edge of this and have that unicorn food, it's going to be right here, right? Go learn about MCP and see what you can do about spinning it up in a lab environment. And that's going to put you on another level that is going to make you marketable in the job market. It's going to make you valuable to your employer. And it's going to be kind of probably pretty fun for you to be one of the first kind of people to adopt this type of technology. So get your butts out there and start playing with it. Learn about it. This is your homework for the week, right? Is at least read some documentation, get familiar with it. Every day, spend 10 to 20 minutes just diving into what this is, how it can work for you, how you can implement it. Maybe spin something up a little bit and get your hands on it. That's what I want to do. I don't know if I got the time for it this week, but I will definitely read some docs. Super user do says model Cyberdyne protocol. You down with MCP? Yeah, you know me. That's right. Oh, this is fun. I love this stuff. And then someone, Cheddar Bob, did you bring up thrunting? Oh man, that is such a crazy thing to say. Thrunting, threat hunting. It's an amount. It's what's the word when you smash two things together? Is it alliteration? Right? But no, there's a word for that. What is that called? Onomatopoeia? Is that it? What is an onomatopoeia? I don't know how to spell it. What do you call when you put two words together? It's called not a compound word. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm cycling. I'm cycling down the drain. We got 3 minutes left to go. All right, so there you go. We talked a bit about today with the AI stuff. Looked at some certification stuff. That was really interesting. Thank you so much, David, for bringing that topic up. That was really interesting to get down to. Portmanteau. Thank you, Justin Brown. That is what the word I'm looking for. Words that sound like an action is onomatopoeia. Thank you, Jay Norris. Looks like my monster's starting to wear off. And I feel like my voice is going. I'm having trouble pushing sound. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So for those of you out there that are following me, if you haven't noticed today, let's go to youtube.com/@Daniel Lowry. Today, a new episode of, I say episode. Yeah, I guess it's an episode. Is coming in my old playlist here. Let me drop my playlist. So if you want to learn Python with me by building hacky stuff, copy that link, drop it in, do my own marketing. There's that playlist. We're getting a new episode today, and you're going to get to watch me get on the struggle bus as my code doesn't work and have to figure out what's funny is in this next episode that's coming out as soon as like in 1 minute, it will drop. So in 1 minute, the new video will be available in that playlist. You get to watch me call my shot and go, I'm going to add this code and this just should be good, but I think I might have trouble here. The code doesn't work. And then I spend about 5 minutes going, why doesn't the code work? And then I go, maybe it's here. And I fix my own code. And I go, oh yeah, that was it. It was the thing I said it was going to be. I'm like, duh, but it was kind of funny. And just lets you know that I have a very loose script that I go by when it comes to creating stuff. I just like to let the magic happen and go for it and see what occurs. It's mostly just bullet points that I'm like, hey, do this next. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now let's do this. And a little couple of reminders. That's the script I go off of, the script that you might see. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'd love to hear you, comment in that stuff. It's always fun to see people's comments and have a good time with that. Struggle on soldier. Thank you, Cheddar Bob. I will struggle on too. It's okay. I say this in the video. It's okay to write janky code. Now you can watch me write janky code now, and I proceed to legit write some janky code. But then it works and it's fun. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that series. If you're not, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. I'm having fun making it. Hopefully you guys are out there having fun watching it and maybe learning a thing or two. If you haven't learned any code, Python's a great place to start and will help you, especially like what we just saw with like new agentic AI stuff. You can always fall back on Python. You can do API calls with Python. You can do a lot of stuff with Python. It's just a really good skill to have. So Valentino says, I have a whole book full of tickets for the struggle bus. Oh, I thought I saw you there. Valentino from the struggle bus, right? This is weird. It's good to see you, man. I really enjoy it. Well, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, keep hacking.